Well, for example, for about 4 years, I worked in a company, um, and half the staff of the it was a small group of people, about 20 people, but half the staff were the guys that put us on the moon. They were the guys that designed the rocket engines and built the rocket engines
Wow.
for the rockets that put us on the moon. So I got to know these guys working literally side by side, sitting next to them at their desks and working on projects together with them. Um, these are real people. They're not just names in a history book. They're real
Mhm.
people doing real things. And, so I talk about one of my favorites. I mentioned him in the second book, and that's Tom Coultas. Tom Coultas he's an American hero. Because what happened in the Saturn rocket that took us to the moon was they flew 5 flights without people on board. But they were test flights. And then they flew a sixth flight where they had all of the right weights. Basically, it was a full simulation of the full scale launch, but there still weren't people on board. And what they found out from that flight was if an astronaut had been on board that flight, he would have been killed.
Wow.
It turned out that rocket was so damn dangerous due to excessive vibrations that it would have killed the astronauts.
Oh my gosh.
So they couldn't fly flight number 7, and the Apollo program was dead. It was dead in the water.
Hmm.
So seventh flight was supposed to have astronauts on board.
Wow.
So Tom Coultas was the guy who figured out what the problem was and figured out how to solve it. So and they redesigned the first stage of the rocket with Tom's new design elements, and they flew the rocket and went to the moon.
Wow.
So you don't hear about these guys,
Hmm.
but Tom Coultas is a genuine American hero. He saved the Apollo program for the United States.
Oh my gosh. And why don't they talk about things like that? They just don't want people to know.
Well, obviously at the time they weren't going to advertise the fact that they had a failed program,
Mm-hmm.
But then there was Tom, and along came Tom, and as the old song goes, and he solved the problem, and he put him back on the road to the moon.
Wow.
So that's the kind of people that I've run into over the course of my career, and I write about these people. There's some really interesting people.
What did you do in your job?